Most men think attraction is about saying the right thing. It's not. If you've ever walked away from a date thinking, "I don't know what I did wrong," chances are you didn't do anything wrong. You just missed what was happening. Because when a woman is deciding whether you're worth investing in, she doesn't just listen to your words. She watches your reactions. She watches your nervous system. She watches how stable you are under subtle pressure. And sometimes she will create that pressure on purpose, not to manipulate you, not to play games, but to measure you. Attraction isn't just chemistry, it's risk assessment. If she's going to invest emotionally, she needs to know, is he reactive? Is he insecure? Is he easily destabilized? Is he overly eager? Does he fold when challenged? And most of these answers don't show up when everything is smooth. They show up when something shifts, a disagreement, a delay, a tease, a boundary push. To you, it feels random. To her, it's information. The problem is, most men don't realize they're being evaluated in those moments. So they react instead of respond. They get defensive. They over-explain. They try to win. They try to impress. They chase when she pulls back. And ironically, that reaction is the very thing that lowers attraction, because the test was never about the topic. It was about stability. Today, we're breaking down the 3 most common ways women test men, without ever saying it's a test. And once you understand what's actually being measured, you'll stop feeling blindsided and start recognizing the pattern in real time, and the one most men fail first. It usually doesn't look dramatic, it looks small. You're on a date, she disagrees with you, lightly. You say you prefer something. She smirks and says, "Really, that's your take?" Or you share an opinion. She pushes back, just enough, not aggressively, just enough to create friction. And in that moment, she's not arguing, she's observing. Because disagreement reveals regulation. If you immediately get defensive, she sees insecurity. If you over-explain to justify yourself, she sees approval-seeking. If you withdraw or shut down, she sees fragility. If you try to dominate the conversation to win, she sees ego instability. The topic doesn't matter, the reaction does. This is what most men misunderstand. They think attraction drops because of what they said. It drops because of how they handled being challenged. Stability under mild pressure is attractive. Reactivity under mild pressure is not. And the pressure is rarely extreme, it's subtle. A sarcastic tease, a playful jab, a "you're not like the other guys, are you?" That line isn't curiosity, it's calibration. She's watching. Does he fold? Does he overcompensate? Does he get flustered? Or does he stay grounded? Grounded doesn't mean robotic. It doesn't mean emotionless. It means regulated. You can disagree without escalating. You can hold your opinion without defending it aggressively. You can laugh without shrinking. That's what passes this test. Now here's the deeper layer. Why does this test exist? Because emotional volatility predicts relational instability. If you can't handle a light challenge, how will you handle real conflict? If your mood shifts with her tone, how secure are you internally? Women don't consciously think this through in sentences, but their nervous system tracks it. And here's where most men sabotage themselves. They don't fear disagreement, they fear disapproval. So when she challenges them, they try to restore harmony immediately. They soften their stance. They agree too quickly. They over-validate. And in doing that, they lower their perceived stability. Because calm disagreement signals strength. Immediate alignment signals fragility. The emotional stability test isn't about being dominant. It's about not being destabilized. And once you understand that, you stop trying to win the moment and start holding your frame inside it. This is the one that triggers anxiety, because it activates fear of loss. You're texting consistently. Things feel smooth. Then suddenly, her replies slow down. She takes longer. Her energy shifts slightly. Maybe she cancels once. Maybe she says she's busy this week. Maybe she mentions another guy casually. and nothing dramatic has happened, but internally you feel it, that tightening, that urge to re-secure the connection. This is the scarcity test, and it works because most men attach to momentum. When momentum drops, panic rises. Now here's the key. She's not always pulling away to punish you. Sometimes she's calibrating investment. Sometimes she wants to see, does he stay steady or does he spike emotionally? If you double text, if you suddenly increase effort, if you try to lock it down, if your tone shifts into reassurance seeking, she feels it, and attraction dips, because stability disappears. Scarcity reveals self-control. When attention becomes less certain, your regulation becomes visible. Most men think the right move is to increase output, more messages, more attention, more reassurance. But that reaction signals, I need this momentum to feel secure. And neediness under uncertainty lowers perceived value. Now let's go deeper. Why does this test exist psychologically? Because long-term attraction requires confidence in emotional independence. If your emotional state collapses when attention fluctuates, you become a risk, not because you're weak, but because unpredictability under stress predicts volatility later. Scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about observing reaction to ambiguity, and ambiguity exposes insecurity fast. The grounded response? You don't chase. You don't withdraw dramatically. You don't mirror coldness. You maintain pace. You keep your life moving. You assume interest until proven otherwise. And if interest fades, you don't scramble, you recalibrate. That calm detachment signals abundance, not fake abundance, internal abundance. Scarcity tests whether your confidence is situational or structural. If it collapses when attention dips, it wasn't stable, it was conditional, and women feel that shift immediately. This test doesn't look serious, it often looks playful. She teases you. She makes a bold joke at your expense. She lightly disrespects something you said. She interrupts you slightly. She pushes a small boundary. And most men misread it. They think she's just joking. Or worse, I shouldn't be sensitive. But this isn't about being sensitive. It's about calibration. Because attraction isn't just about emotional stability. It's also about self-respect. The boundary test measures this. Does he tolerate everything, or does he have standards? Now here's where men fail. Some get aggressive, they snap, they correct harshly, they escalate tension. That signals insecurity disguised as dominance. Others do the opposite. They laugh it off, they shrink, they over-accommodate. They pretend it didn't bother them, even when it did. That signals fear of losing approval. Both extremes fail, because both are reactive. The grounded response isn't anger, and it isn't passivity, it's calm correction. If she teases you in a way that crosses a line, you don't escalate, you don't attack, you simply adjust the frame. You say it lightly, you hold eye contact, you redirect, and then you move on. No emotional spike, no tension, no lecture. That communicates, I'm not threatened, but I'm also not without boundaries. Now here's the deeper psychological layer. Why does this test exist? Because long-term attraction requires safety and strength at the same time. Too soft, and she doesn't feel contained. Too harsh, and she doesn't feel safe. Boundaries show containment. Containment signals leadership, and leadership in attraction isn't control. It's emotional steadiness plus self-respect. The boundary test reveals whether your confidence is conditional on approval. If it is, you'll tolerate too much. If it's fragile, you'll overreact. If it's grounded, you'll stay centered. And here's the truth most men don't want to hear. If you're constantly being tested aggressively, it usually means you haven't demonstrated stability yet. Because once you consistently pass small tests, the frequency drops. Not because she stopped evaluating, but because the answer became clear. Here's what most men get wrong about tests. They think women are playing games. They think attraction is manipulation. They think it's strategy versus strategy. It's not. It's risk assessment. When a woman challenges you, pulls back, or pushes a boundary, she's not asking, can he impress me? She's asking, is he emotionally safe? Is he stable under pressure? Does he collapse when things shift? Does he have standards? Is he grounded in himself? Attraction isn't just desire, it's evaluation of long-term safety. And safety doesn't mean softness, it means regulation. If you become defensive when challenged, anxious when attention dips, or passive when boundaries are pushed, you communicate instability. Not because you're weak, but because your emotional state is externally controlled. And that's the real issue. Women don't test men who feel internally anchored. They test men they're unsure about. Because uncertainty demands data. Now here's the shift. The goal isn't to pass tests. The goal is to become someone who doesn't get destabilized by them. When you stop chasing approval, stop reacting to minor friction, stop panicking when energy fluctuates, the dynamic changes. You stop feeling evaluated because you're no longer performing, you're regulated. And here's the irony. When you stop trying to pass, you start passing automatically. Not because you memorize tactics, but because your nervous system is steady. Attraction deepens when stability is consistent, not forced, not performed, not strategic, consistent. And once that consistency is felt, the testing slows, not because evaluation ended, but because confidence was established. If this made you recognize something in yourself, sit with that. Most men don't. And if you want more conversations like this, not surface-level advice, but the psychology underneath it, stay here. That's what we break down.